Hi there, folks. This is Brad Winhorse bringing you live coverage of tonight's matchup as the Ellwood City Wolverines take on the Beaver Falls Tigers. As tonight we have a great matchup here as it's the final game of the regular season, as the girls volleyball team is looking to set up a great run here for the playoffs that is coming up in the next week. We have assumed that if the Wolverines win tonight's matchup, not only will they finish the season with no blemish, a perfect season, but that they will get most likely one of those top three, if maybe two seeds in the 2A conference, which means that they should have a first round, or in this case, a play-in round bye. So we'll keep track on when those pairings come out. Whippeals should be figuring those out probably Friday, if not late Monday night. They've kind of bumped up when they determine those matchups a little bit, as the season is a little bit shorter than normal. But nonetheless, we do have volleyball tonight. The first matchup that will be starting here shortly is the the junior varsity volleyball teams. So it'll be Beaver Falls and Ellwood City playing here shortly. They got a little bit of a slow start tonight. It's about 6 o'clock, or about 3 minutes from 6 o'clock. They got about 8 minutes on the clock here for warm-ups. So we'll take a little bit of a break and come back in about 3 minutes before the start of this match. We'll talk about a little bit of things around Ellwood City sports for this week. We'll talk about this matchup here and what the Wolverines can do tonight. That hasn't been done for a while for volleyball, but more importantly, not only just volleyball, but in general, every single sport. The Wolverines will be looking to go back-to-back nights. We'll say it nice and easy. Well, that was awesome. So, well, we'll take a little break as you can tell, kind of all the equipment just landed and fell down all over the place. So we will have to take a little break here. And we'll take a little break and we'll come back. Testing, 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 testing. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right, folks, we're back. We do apologize for that crazy intro tonight's matchup. Again, the last night for regular season volleyball for junior varsity as well as varsity. Once again on your screen, it is the Beaver Falls Tigers traveling to Ellwood City to take on the Lady Wolverines. The Wolverines are looking to improve to 14-0 and keep that undefeated streak to a possible 1 or 2 seed depending on the situation in the 2A volleyball playoffs that will be starting or beginning next week. There will be a couple play-in games depending on how the standings come out. If there's a tiebreaker or some type of tie, then they'll take those extra teams. I believe last year, I think 20 teams actually made it, and then there were 4 play-in games or something along those lines. So we'll keep you informed on our website at ecwolverines.com. We'll keep everything up to date on our social media accounts, Facebook, Twitter, the whole works. So if you see on your screen now, we do have the camera running and looking pretty good. The junior varsity will play first here, about a 6:07, 6:08 start here to begin this matchup. And then we'll have the varsity game right afterwards, approximately 7:30. Both teams take about a 12 to 15-minute warm-up, and then they'll have the intros and introductions to tonight's matchup, and we'll bring the 7:30 game. So like I was saying before, we took a short little break there. The Lady Wolverines are trying to do something that the middle school football team did last night. If you caught our stream, the middle school football team finished their season last night with a 66-20 victory over the Mohawk Warriors. They improved the season to 6-0. So the Lady Wolverines will look to one-up them, shall we say, tonight, and improve to 14-0 on the season going into playoffs. So we'll have our annual, or our normal, I shouldn't say normal, this is not normal, our typical COVID-19 kind of like handshakes and waves to each other between the two teams, and they're going to go through the roster on each team, make sure they're in the right position, the whole works, and once we're about ready to go here, the officials will say we're ready to go, blow the whistle, and we'll start this matchup. In the bottom right corner is the score system. The first number that you see that's in black with the white background is the number of points per game. And then if you win the set, that will be the white number in the black box on the right. So bottom right-hand corner will keep score. We'll keep track of everything for tonight's matchup. On the court for the Wolverines is number 3, Kira Rosansky. Number 12, Claire Noble. Number 5, setter Lena Nacera. Number 24, lead spiker on the team, Alyssa Donley. Number 44, the front net presence of Ellie Davis. And then number 25, one of the servers here, Ellie Calantis for the Wolverines. Okay, there's the whistle. And we're about ready to start here from Lincoln High School, Big Jim. Served by Calantis, does make over. Comes over to Donley, back to Davis. Tapped over by Claire Noble. Back over to Donley, over to Nacera. Back up to Noble, who hits it home for a point. So the first point of tonight's matchup goes to the Wolverines as they are up 1-0. We'll go through the starting lineup for the Beaver Falls as we go through. For the Tigers is number 3, Jalai Kazart. Number 14, Cadence Hagan. Number 19, Amaya Sims. Serve goes out by Calantis. Also for the Tigers is number 9, Kamari Polin. Number 8, Naziah McAlvey. And number 10, Haley Booz. Serve comes in, set up by Davis. Over to Nacera, and Claire Noble spikes it home. And it is now a 2-1 matchup in this first set. Junior varsity plays the best of 3. So win 2 sets, you win the match. Unfortunate play there by number 14, Cadence Hagan. Unfortunately, she hit the rafter, and when it hits the rafter and it does not get over to the other side and it drops, it is a point for the opposing team. Served by Nasera, goes off of Hagan again, and it's now 4-1 Wolverines. Serve comes in by Nasera, unfortunately off the bounds, or off the player, number 10, Haley Booz, and it's now early 5-1 lead for the Wolverines. Serve again by number 5, Nasera. Good serve. Once again, back over to Donnelly, who hits it off the Beaver Falls Tigers player, and it is now 6-1 Wolverines. Early first set. These JV players for the Wolverines did unfortunately lose to Mohawk 2 nights ago. They dropped a 2-0 set to Mohawk to fall to 7-6 on the season. So they're looking to close out the season with a winning record. Ball goes off of Davis, unfortunately. Goes for a point for Beaver Falls Tigers. One of the things you'll see tonight a lot on both teams is substitutions. Both teams will substitute for offense for defense. As you saw, the Tigers taking out number 19. Coming in is number 5 for the Beaver Falls Tigers, Peyton Sheets. And a good serve by Peyton. And now the point will go to the Tigers, 6-3. Sheets once again with the serve, set up by Nasera. Over to Rosansky. Ball does get over the net, but it comes right back down. A good net presence there by number 3, Jalal Kazart. So it's now 6-4. Good serve by number 5, Sheets once again over to Nasera. Up for Claire Noble, and she spikes it home. So a good spike there by Claire. It drops, and it's now 7-4 Wolverines. Serving now is number 12, Claire Noble. Unfortunately, she hits the net. Ball drops on the Wolverine side, so the point will go to the Tigers. Deep serve there by number 3, Kazart, goes out of bounds. So point will go to the Wolverines, 8-5 first set. Served by number 3, Rosansky, comes in, goes up in between the rafters. Beaver Falls Tigers do get it over. Rosansky up to Nasera, up to Davis. Davis hits it off the net, and unfortunately that's 4 hits by the Wolverines. The point will go to the Tigers. Served by the Tigers comes in. Wolverines cannot get the play over the net. And once again, the Tigers get the point. So after that quick start by the Wolverines, all of a sudden, the Beaver Falls Tigers back in it, just down by 1. Set up by Donnelly. Over to Nasera. She taps it over backwards. Comes right back to her. Set up to Donnelly. Taps it over. Tigers get it right back over to Nasera once again. Up to Donnelly. Back to Nasera. Tap back over to Sheets. Quick little tap by the Tigers, and unfortunately, they're going to say a carry with the hit by the Tigers, and it's now 9-7 Wolverines. It's a good serve by Rosansky as the Beaver Falls Tigers hits the rafters. It falls back on their side, 10-7 Wolverines. Good serve once again by the Wolverines. Point will go to to make the score now 11-7. Alyssa Donley, number 24, is serving for the Wolverines. Once again, another good serve by the Wolverines as the Tigers are unfortunately not able to get the ball over. It's 12-7. We said it all year long so far for both JV and varsity serving. It has been really, really good for the Wolverines and has been their go-to thing. And that point goes to the Wolverines, now 13-7. We'll take a short little break here with the Wolverines up early in this first set. Coming out of the timeout, it's 13-7 Wolverines with the early lead here from Lincoln High School Big Gym. Serve once again by Donley off of the Tigers player. And that has been so far the story in this one, where the serving once again by the Wolverines has been on point. Whether it be an ace or it goes right off of a Beaver Falls Tigers player, just like that one again. So a string of points here now, 7 straight points by the Wolverines, now makes the score 15-7 early first set. Donley with the serve. Deep serve, fortunately off of number 3, Kazart, and now the Wolverines up 16-7. Couple substitutions for the Wolverines. Coming in is number 10, Amelia Osterling, and number 11, Casey Barnett. Serve comes in by number 24, Alyssa Donley. Reeling off a decent amount of points. Unfortunately, just as Kazart made the adjustment on the serve, unfortunately, it hit the rafter right on the bar, right off the beam. That is actually the netting system for the baseball team for indoor practice. And once again, Donley with the serve and the ace. So that's 10 straight points by the Wolverines. Kind of surprised no timeout here by the Tigers, unfortunately. Donley with the serve once again. Off of number 5, out of bounds. That was Peyton Sheets. 19-7 Wolverines. Serve once again by number 24, Donley. Beaver Falls Tigers finally get it over. That's the first time in 11 points that they got it over the net. And unfortunately, 4 hits by the Wolverines. So, long time waiting there for the points for the Tigers. Coming out is number 5. Coming back in is number 19 for the Tigers, Amaya Sims. Good serve by the Beaver Falls Tigers. Unfortunately, the ball hit out of bounds by Sims. And that makes the score now 20-8 Wolverines. So serves coming in by number 44, Ellie Davis. Fortunately, drops out of bounds. And that makes the score now 20-9. Check that. They're gonna flip it around. So the point will go to the Wolverines. So 21-8 now. Serve once again by Davis. Comes in off the rafters. They're going to let it play. Okay, they're going to say a carry by the Wolverines now officially makes the score 21-9. Fortunate serve by the Wolverines, or sorry, by the Tigers. The point will go to the Wolverines now 22-9. Served by number 10, Osterling. Comes in. Tigers get it over to Donnelly, up to Nacera. Out to Barnett. She taps it over. Unfortunately, off of player number 14 for the Tigers, Cadence Hagan. And it's now 23-9 Wolverines this first set. Serve once again by Osterling. Unfortunately, she hits a little bit too short. Kind of a whiff there. As it's now 23-10 first set. Serve comes in to the Wolverines. Nacera sets it up for Rosansky, who taps it over. Set up there by number 10. Number 3, and she taps it home. Kazart drops right in between the two Wolverines players. It's a point for the Tigers, 23-11 now. Tigers serving once again. Unfortunately, a little short. Point will go to the Wolverines. We have our first set point for the Wolverines in this first set. Serving is Nacera. Unfortunately, hit a little bit short. The point will go back to the Tigers, 24-12. So the Tigers now know what they have to do. They have to at least score 12 points in a row to stay in this one. That's a tall task to have. 1 point here, and the Wolverines will win this first set. Serving is Sheets. Up to Nacera. Fortunately, everybody left the void there. The point will go to the Tigers. 24-13 first set. Serve once again by Sheets. Out of bounds, I believe. Nope, they're going to say it was in. They're going to say it was in, so it's now 24-14. So 2 points in a row by Sheets, serving-wise. Tigers once again. Up to Donnelly, over to Nacera, back to Donnelly. Off the wall, and it drops. So there's your first set winner there. The Wolverines win the first set 25-14. So we'll take a short little break here. We'll play the second set as the Wolverines junior varsity team is up 25-14 after one set. All right, folks, coming back to the second set here from Lincoln High School Big Gym. It is early JV volleyball matchup here. About a 6-10 start here with the Wolverines now up 1-0. One more set, and they will close out their season of volleyball. So first point will go to the Tigers in this second set. If you just caught us, first set was won by the Wolverines 25-14, a quick and efficient set by the Wolverines serving-wise. Claire Noble with a good hit off the Tigers player, way out of bounds. And the point will go to the Wolverines, one apiece. Serving now is number 25, Ellie Calantis. Set up there by Nasera over to Rosansky, who taps it just over the wall. Back to Rosansky once again. She taps it just over. And just out of bounds. So the point will go to the Tigers. They have their first lead, shall we say, in this matchup, 2-1. Second set. Calantis up to Nasera. Nasera up to Noble. Fortunately, off the net, comes right back to her. There's 4 touches. And the point will go to the Tigers, now up 3-1. Serving now is number 5, Peyton Sheets. Serve comes in. Davis up to Nasera, who taps it over. Comes right back to Donley. Set up by Nasera. Up to Claire Noble. Hits it off of the Tiger defender. Unfortunately, goes out of bounds. So it's now 3-2 Tigers. So substitution coming in is number 22, Talia Gooseby. She comes in for number 5, Sheets. Serve by Nasera comes in. Good serve once again up into the raft area. Tigers do get it over. Davis up to Nasera, over to Noble. Noble does get it back over to Tiger side, back over to Nasera. Up to Rosansky, up to Noble. Off the wall, comes right back over. Off of the net, set up by Davis over to Donley. Good play by both teams here. Unfortunately, a good attempt there by number 14, Cadence Hagan. Unfortunately, goes out of bounds. So the point will go to the Wolverines, and it's now 3 apiece. Serve comes in by number 5, Nasera. Good serve right to net. Nasera gets the pickup, and unfortunately comes right back down right beside Nasera on the right side this time. Fortunately, Tigers get the point. Now 4-3, second set. Okay, check that. They're gonna give the points to the Tigers. I believe the Beaver Falls Tigers defender reached over the net. There is kind of a restriction there at the net area where you cannot reach up over the net. You can tap down, but you cannot tap over the net. So another point to the Wolverines, now 5-3. Nasera still serving for Ellwood City. Nasera back over to Donley, setting up, gets the ball right over. Tigers setting up to hit it back over. Ball does get over. Davis to Nasera, up to Claire Noble, off the wall, and the point will go to the Wolverines. Now 6-3, Ellwood City. So after that quick start by the Tigers, 3-1, 5 straight points for the Wolverines. Set up there to Rosansky, who taps it over. Fortunate hit there by number 14, Hagan. And the point will go to the Wolverines once again. So 6 straight points. And there's a timeout by the Beaver Falls Tigers. So second set here, 7-3. Wolverines will take a timeout with them. So coming out of the timeout, Wolverines serving here with a 7-3 lead, second set. Nacera with the serve. Set up here by the Wolverines to Claire Noble. Unfortunately, just out of bounds. It's probably actually one of the better setups there. Just missed the line on this right side for the Tigers. Serving now is number 3, Kazart. Nacera gets the hit, tapped it up. Check that. Right at the net. Noble misses, unfortunately. So, right out of the timeout, the Tigers get 2 points. It's now 7-5. Fortunate serve there by number 3 as it hits the net. Now 8-5 Wolverines. Serving now is number 12, Claire Noble. Fortunate serve by Noble. As all of a sudden both teams here kind of having some struggles here serving in this second set. Noble fortunately hits it to no man's land, as it's now 8-7. So quick moving points here by both teams. Serving is number 10, Haley Booz. Noble up to Nacera. Over to Davis. Unfortunately hits it a little too hard, and it's now tied 8 apiece. So coming out of that timeout, Tigers making a good selection of their timeouts here to make this game tied 8-8. And unfortunately, right after I say that, served by the Tigers end up a little bit short. It's now 9-8. Serving now for the Wolverines is number 3, Kiara Rosansky. Good serve by Rosansky off of Booz out of bounds, and it's now 10-8 Wolverines. Serve once again by Rosansky. Good serve, hits right in front of the back line for the Tigers, and it's now 11-8. Serve once again by Rosansky. Tigers do get it over to Nacera, up to Donnelly. Over to Davis, who taps it. Unfortunately, 3 hits do not make it over. And the point will go to the Wolverines, now 12-8. Served by the Wolverines. Good serve. As Rosansky found that little pocket there. Good attempt there by number, I believe, 31, Paris Fairley. Good attempt. But unfortunately, the point goes to the opposite team. Now 13-8 Wolverines. Once again, Rosansky with the serve. Right back to Fairley. This time she gets it over. Set up there by Calantis. Over to Davis, who taps it to no man's land, and it falls. And once again, another timeout by the Beaver Falls Tigers. Second set, 14-8. Take a timeout. Coming out of the timeout, the Wolverines are up 1-0. And they are up in the second set 14-8. Just 11 points away here from winning this matchup, going to 8-6 to finish their season. Serving is Rosansky, number 3. Serve comes in. Good serve once again by the Wolverines. Good tap over by Ellie Davis, and it's good. And that makes the score now 15-8 Wolverines in this second set. Serve once again by Rosansky. Another good serve by Rosansky. Comes all the way up out of bounds off the side here. The point will go to the Wolverines now 16-8. So coming back in is number 5, Peyton Sheets for the Tigers. Let's make a substitution for defense here. So after that early 8-7 lead by the Tigers, 9 points here by the Wolverines to take that lead. Ball goes through the rafters. I don't know how in the world it didn't hit anything to come back down, but nonetheless it does clear the air duct system, but it falls on Beaver Falls Tigers side. So the point to the Wolverines, 17-8. Serve once again by Rosansky. Unfortunately, a little bit short, hits the net. It's now 17-9. Serving now is number 9 for the Tigers, and that was Kamari Poland, but unfortunately doesn't make it across. So 18-9 Wolverines. Substitution for the Wolverines. Coming out is number 25, Clantis. Coming in is number 10, Amelia Osterling. Good serve by Donnelly off of the Tiger defender, Kazart. And the point will go to the Wolverines, 19-9. Serve by Donnelly. Once again, drops it in. I think this is going to be one of our featured players that potentially can help the Wolverines serving-wise. Alyssa Donnelly with these serves has been doing a very good job all year long, finding those gaps, finding those holes, dropping it right in. Once again, a good serve by Alyssa. And it's now 21-9. 3 quick points here by the Wolverines. Just 4 points away from a second set win here. Serving is Donnelly. The serve comes in. Set up here by the Tigers. They do not, unfortunately, get the ball over as it hits the rafters, and it's now 22-9 Wolverines. Serve comes in by Donnelly. Good serve right back to her. Set up by Nacera. Over to Osterling. Good hit by Osterling. Comes off of the nets. They're going to say he went around outside. Point for the Wolverines, and it's now 23-9. Second set here from Lincoln High School Big Gym. Wolverines are just now 2 points away from win over Beaver Falls. Good serve by Donnelly. Unfortunately, the Tigers can't get it over. Here we go. Second set point. Second set point and match point here by the Wolverines. Donnelly with the serve, comes in. Unfortunately hits the rafters and it drops. And that is it. As the Wolverines win 2-0 for the JV team. They won the first set 25-14. They win the second set 25-9. That means officially Ellwood City's JV volleyball team will finish the year 8-6, a very good record for a team that has battled all year long. So we'll give props to the JV team. We'll go through their lineup here real quick. Congrats to number 24, sophomore Alyssa Donnelly. Number 13, Morgan Hooker. Number 44, Ellie Davis. Those are your 3 sophomores on the team. And then your freshmen, number 11, Casey Barnett. Number 25, Ellie Calantis. Number 12, Claire Noble. And number 5, Lena Nacera. And then finally our last 2 here, number 10, Amelia Osterling, and number 3, Kiera Rosansky. So again, once again, the Wolverines JV volleyball team finishes the year 8-6. They defeat the Beaver Falls Tigers pretty handily, 25-14 and 25-9. So we'll take a break in the action here. The varsity team is scheduled for 7:30. We'll see. They may bump this one up like they did the other night to a 7:15 start or something like that. We'll see. But we'll keep the camera rolling. We won't have it drop this time, hopefully. Knock on wood that doesn't happen again. We'll take a little bit of a break here. We'll chime back in when we find out when the varsity teams are going to play. But your final score here for junior varsity volleyball, 2-0. Wolverines win. So we'll take a little bit of a break here. We'll leave the camera on so you guys can see the warm-ups here. And then we'll have the varsity matchup between the Tigers and the Wolverines. So we'll take a little break, and we'll be back. Hi there, folks. This is Bradley Windhorst bringing you live coverage of tonight's varsity volleyball matchup as your Ellwood City Lady Wolverines take on the Beaver Falls Tigers. The Wolverines are 13-0 on the season, looking to improve to 14-0 to finish off the regular season here with an undefeated season. But more importantly, they're looking at trying to lock up one of those top seeds. As of right now, this week, the state has, Whitfield has the Lady Wolverines ranked number 2, as they indirectly, I believe they passed up Sarah Catholic because they have played 13 games compared to, I believe, just 9 for Sarah Catholic. But when you go undefeated or haven't lost a game just yet, naturally you're going to be ranked up the more games you play. So the Lady Wolverines come in as the number 2 team in AA play. They're 13-0. Tonight is the last game, the last regular season game for our seniors. Number 7, Brianna Reisinger, number 22, Danielle McCown, and number 23, Maria Ianelli. We had a very good senior night last week as they went and took on the Freedom Bulldogs. So we had a really, really good event there. Also, the Lady Wolverines went and defeated Mohawk on Tuesday. So we will have our national anthem here, and then we will begin with tonight's starting lineups. All right, we will start with the visiting team, the Beaver Falls Tigers. Number 3, Jalal Kazart. Number 31, Paris Fairley. Number 7, Madeline Glitch. Number 2, Adriana Taylor. Number 4, Micaiah Lawrence. Number 7, Madeline Glitch. Number 15, Jalea Coachman. And that is your Beaver Falls Tigers. And now for your starting Lady Wolverines. Number 12, Claire Noble. Number 8, Kaylee Barnett. Number 2, Angelina Retruti. Number 20, Jenna Vetica. Number 14, Angelina Nardone. And your seniors, number 22, Danielle McCown. And number 7, Brianna Reisinger. So there are your starting Lady Wolverines for tonight's matchup as they look to improve to 14-0 on the season. If you're new to joining us, this is volleyball, and they play 5 sets here. It's the best of 5, so if you win 3 straight sets, you win the match. You play to 25 points, you got to win by 2. If you are not up by 2 when you hit the 25-point mark, you continue on until you win by 2. So we've seen a couple of those sets this year where the Wolverines have been tested by a couple teams where they had to go to 27 or so points. So we'll bring up the scoreboard. In the bottom right corner, you'll see the score system. The white background with the black numbers is the points per game or per set. And then the black background with the white numbers, that'll be the total number of sets won. So all it takes is one team to get to 3, and you win the match. Like I said, coming in this week, the Lady Wolverines were ranked number 2. They did bump up from number 4 to number 3 2 weeks ago, and WPIL are rewarding the Wolverines with their great play. So now they're up to number 2. We'll have all the playoff teams and the number of teams that go starting sometime, I believe, next week. I believe it's either Friday or Monday of next week. They'll know the matchups and the locations and everything. Once we find out that information, we'll put the bracket out there. Unfortunately, we cannot do live coverage of playoff games. It's just how it is. To do such, you have to pay money. Trib does do a very good job of covering those games, so we'll let Trib do their thing, and we'll go from there. So the first point, served by number 11, Malaya Bainey, fortunately hits the net. So the Wolverines start off with a 1-0 lead in this matchup. Serving for the Wolverines is number 14, Angelina Nardone, who gets the early point off of the hitter of the Tigers. And it's now 2-0 first set here from Lincoln High School Big Jim. Early start, about 15 minutes early. As the JV team won 2-0 real fast against the Tigers tonight. Setup comes here to senior number 22, Danielle McCown, and it's home. And it's now 3-0 Wolverines. So serving again is number 14, Nardone. Good serve off the rafters. The Tigers are able to rebound from that. Set comes up to number 8, Barnett, who taps it up over the wall, and it drops. So an early 4-0 lead by the Wolverines in this matchup. Just as the Wolverines are 13-0, unfortunately the Tigers have had a tough go at it in the MAC conference as they sit 0-13. Just looking to get some decent play here to make this game a little bit competitive. Good serve once again by Nardone, and it now makes it 5-0 early here, first set. Nardone once again. Set up there by Fairley. She gets it over to Noble. Back to Nardone. Taps it over, and it drops. Oh, they're going to say it's out of bounds. Okay, nope, they're going to check it now. They're going to say that it was inbounds, so the point will go to the Wolverines. Now 6-0 early start here. Serve comes in by Nardone. And they're going to say, I believe, a carry. Unfortunately, by number 3, Kazart. So the point will go to the Wolverines. An early 7-0 start. Nardone. Kazart gets it up this time. Tapped over the wall. Set up by Nardone. Over to Noble. Up to McCown. She spikes it. Good dig there by number 11 for the Tigers. Brought back over by number 7. Setup goes to McCown. She spikes it off the wall. And that's a point for the Wolverines. Now 8-0 early first set. So Nardone with the serve. Comes in to Kazart right in the middle. Tapped up by number 7, Glitch. Spiked down there by number 22, McCown at the wall. And another point for the Wolverines, now 9-0, and this is the early timeout by the Tigers. First set from Lincoln High School Big Jim, Wolverines up 9-0. All right, folks, coming out of the timeout. Lady Wolverines up 9-0 in the first set here. An early start. About 7:15 is when we started. Set up there by the Tigers. Fairley gets it over the net. Set up by Nardone up to Noble. Noble sets up Nardone. Gets it back over to Fairley. Set up there by number 2, Taylor. Tapped over by, I believe, number 15, Coachman, and it drops. So the Beaver Falls Tigers get their first point on the night. It just seems like that has been the trend all year long. The team that has taken the timeout gets the point right out of the timeout. Good serve by Coachman. Ball comes back to Jenna Vedica. Back to Reisinger, up to Nardone, who's setting up McCown. Spike comes home. It's almost a guaranteed point by McCown every time she goes up. So good spike there by McCown. And she'll get rewarded with the serve. The Wolverines are up 10-1 early first set. McCown with the serve, good serve. Ball goes out of bounds off of number 11, Bainey, and it's now 11-1. So Wolverines making some quick serve, quick order here of this first set. Serve by McCown once again. Good serve right off the net, drops in right in front of number 11, Bainey, and it's now 12-1. This has been the story all year long, has been the Lady Wolverines serving has been very, very efficient all year long. They don't lose many rallies or points in a row. And unfortunately, there's the fourth touch by the Tigers, and it's now 13-1 Wolverines. Serve by McCown. Good serve. Comes back over to the Wolverine side, up to Nardone, up to Noble. Fortunately, they're going to say net play by the Beaver Falls Tigers. And it's now 14-1. Serve by McCown again. Good hit by the Tigers, but unfortunately it hits the rafters. And that is one of the things about the rafters here. If you hit the rafter and it goes to the other side, unfortunately you don't get that point. You have to be the one that hits it over first. Serve by McCown once again. Set up there by number 2. The Tigers. Comes over to Nardone. Back over to number 2 for the Wolverines. Retruti. They're going to say net play, I believe, by the Tigers. And it's now 16-1. Serve by McCown once again. Good serve as the ball is hit back out of bounds by number 15, Coachman. And it's now 17-1 Wolverines. So after that 4-0 start at 13 straight points by the Wolverines, make that 14. 18-1. Once again, McCown with some really good, efficient serves here as a senior. Be looking to the seniors for the leadership in this playoff run as the Lady Wolverines kind of go into new territory here. Last year they made a good run there. Unfortunately, I believe they lost in the second round to Sarah Catholic. Tough matchup there with a team that can indirectly recruit, but the Wolverines looking to do a little bit better this year. Nardone with the hit on the left side. It drops, and it's now 20-1. First set here by the Wolverines, just cruising. Theme all year long is don't make the mistakes. The Wolverines haven't done much of that all year long. Count with the serve once again, right in front of Coachman. It drops, 21-1. Serve by McCown. Good serve once again, hits the rafters and it drops, and it's now 22-1. Just methodically serving here by Danielle McCown. Ball off of number 7, Madeline Glitch, goes out of bounds. It's now 23-1. Good serve by McCown. It's up there by number 2. Back to Nardone. Up to Noble. Back to Nardone. She'll hit it into the left side. Good hit there by Coachman. Gets it back over to the Wolverine side. Set up there by Retruti. Taps it back over to the Tigers side. Ball will unfortunately go out of bounds off of number 2, Adriana Taylor. And the Wolverines will have a quick first set point here as they are up 24-1 in this first set. McCown with a good serve, and there it is. So, quick order. Wow. Whew. 25-1 first set. That set was literally 4-0 EC, then 4-1, and then after that, 21 points straight by the Wolverines in that first set. So, first set goes to the Wolverines. They're up 1-0. We'll take a short little break here and bring you second set action. Okay, folks, out of the timeout, your Wolverines won the first set there 1-0. Or sorry, check that, 25-1. They're up 1-0 in this contest. It's the best of 5. So the Wolverines have to win 2 more. After the Wolverines took a 4-0 lead, Tigers did get a point off of the serve, and then right after that, 21 straight points by the Wolverines in this matchup. So a very good set by the Wolverines there, winning that first set. We'll be starting here shortly as the rosters have been checked. We're good to go. Serving is Nardone, and the early point goes to the Wolverines in this second set. So if you're just now catching us, it's a little bit early. It's not even 7:30 yet. We started about 15 minutes early as the JV team had no trouble against the Tigers JV team. Won that matchup pretty handily, 2 sets to none. So they will finish their season with an 8-6 record. Second point of this set goes to the Tigers. So it's 1 apiece. Set up there by Vedica over to Nardone, up to McCown. She spikes it. Does come right back over to the wall. Nardone will tap it over, and it falls. So 2-1. Good attempt there by the Tigers to get the ball back over. It is a tough match when you play these Wolverines. They've got some really good, astounding players all around the board. Ball goes out of bounds. It's 2 apiece. Coming into the game is number 4, Micaiah Lawrence. As Fairley, number 31, goes out. Serving is number 15, Coachman. Good serve to McCown, up to Nardone, back to McCown. Good hit there by McCown into the net off of number 8. Let's see here. Make sure I get this right here. Naziah McKelvey. Served by Jenna Vedica. Set by McKelvey. Back over to the Wolverines side. Up is Reisinger. Spikes it home. So good spike there by number 7, Reisinger. Drops. It's now 4-2. Serve once again by Vedica, comes in. Good serve by Vedica. Come back over to the Wolverines side. Reisinger once again. And it drops. So 5-2 Wolverines. Good attempts there by number 3, Kizart. She made a couple plays there in the JV game. Set up here. Goes over by number 15, Coachman, but unfortunately out of bounds. It's now 6-2. Vedica with the serve. Comes back over to McCown, up to Nardone, setting up for Reisinger. Tapped off the wall, and unfortunately does not clear the net. And a good point there by the Tigers. So good play there by number 7, Madeline Glitch. She will serve. Good serve by Glitch. Comes off to Trudy. She hits it off the wall, and it goes out of bounds, so it's now 7-3 Wolverines. So good hit there by Angelina Retruti. Served by Barnett. Over the wall to Barnett once again. Good hit and dig there by Barnett. Wolverines do get it over. Setting up for the Tigers, number 4. Barnett back again off the net. Nardone tried to get it back over, but a good tap over, I believe, by, let's see, was that number 11? I think it was number 11, Malaya Bainey. So the Tigers having a little bit more success in this second set. It's now 7-4. Served by Bainey, and the point will go to the Tigers. So a little bit more efficiency here by the Tigers, now 7-5. Served by Bainey once again. Good sidearm serve there by the Tigers. McCown gets it over. Sit up there at the wall. Reisinger up to Nardone. She'll tap it over, and it falls. Good little fake there by Nardone. Angelina finds that little gap there in between all the players, and it falls. 8-5. Served by Retruti. Good serve. Fortunately off of Coachman, out of bounds, and it's now 9-5. So good attempt there by Coachman. Fortunately not enough. As the players are smiling here, sure enough, we've got big poster cutouts of all the players for the Wolverines in the fans section here. Serve, or the hit by number 4. Fortunately, by Lawrence, goes around the outside post, so it's now 10-5 Wolverines. As once again, the signs are up. That's awesome. Served by Retruti, comes right back to Barnett in that back line. Set up by Nardone, over to McCown. McCown with the spike. Good dig there by number 11. Malaya Bainey, but unfortunately goes out of bounds. And it's the first time all year long that McCown's spike attempt has been hit twice in a row. Good scramble here by the Tigers. They do get it over. Setup goes to Nardone, over to Reisinger, who taps it. Back over to the wall, Nardone, good hit. Good sidewinder there to the left side. Nardone, it drops. And an early timeout here, second set by the Beaver Falls Tigers. It's 12-5. We'll stay here. We'll talk a little bit about Ellwood City sports. A lot of good action going on during the week. Beginning of the week, we had Joey Hudson on Monday, I believe it was, playing at the Heritage Hills golf course. He's a senior for the boys golf team, and he did very well this year. The boys golf team did finish 9-3, had some really good play all year long. They won the Tam O'Shanter Award tournament and did some really good stuff there as a team overall. And then Joey Hudson did qualify for the PIAA finals, and he finished 32nd, and that is 32nd for PIAA. So 32nd out of all the AA golfers. That's pretty darn good. So we'll talk about the next couple, past couple nights here. So Monday was Joey Hudson. So congrats, Joey, on a good season. Back out of the timeout, Retrudy serving for the Wolverines. Nardone sets up McCown, and the spike right down the middle. It's automatic here, folks. I would not want to be in front of that spike. I think McCown's taking that frustration of that ball coming right back across the net. And this time she get it home. So now 13-5 Wolverines. Retrudy once again with the serve. Good serve up into the rafters off of number 7. And unfortunately goes off of the net. Doesn't make it over. And now the Wolverines are up 14-5, second set. Serve once again by Retrudy. Comes in, deep serve, but a good one. Set up by Vedeka up to Nardone. Setting up Reisinger at the net. She didn't have to touch the net. Oh, they're going to say it was out of bounds or net play. So the point will go to the Tigers. It's now 14-6. Okay, so coming out is number 4. Serving is number 31, the setter, Paris Fairley. Serve comes in. Went out of bounds. So the point will go to, I check you, to the Wolverines, now 15-6. Coming out is number 20, Vedeka. Coming in, back in is number 12, Claire Noble. Noble is getting some action for senior number 23, Maria Iannelli tonight. Serve goes off of number 11, Bainey. So good serve there by number 7, senior Brianna Reisinger, and it's now 16-6 Wolverines. Serve by Reisinger once again off of Bainey, unfortunately. And it's now 17-6 Wolverines. Subbing out is number 8, Casey Barnett, and coming in is number 25, Ellie Calantis. So the Wolverines varsity team getting a little bit of some freshman action here. Nardone up to McCown. She'll tap it over the wall. Comes back to Nardone. Sets up McCown. McCown with the spike. Good attempt there by the Tigers. I believe number 15, Coachman, but unfortunately goes out of bounds. It's now 18-6. Serve once again by number 7, Reisinger. Comes in. Off of Fairley. The Tigers do get it over. Setup goes to Nardone. Back to Reisinger. Good hit. That's in. So between Reisinger and McCown, we've had a bunch of spikes and winners here. It's 19-6. Reisinger with the serve once again. Set up by Fairley. Unfortunately, hits the rafters and it falls right in front, and it's now 20-6. That's unfortunate. We've seen that so many times this year where it's the rafters and it just drops. Reisinger with the serve. Good serve there, and it drops on the Tigers' side. It's now 21-6. So after that good start by the Tigers, a little bit rough going here once again. Reisinger with a good serve, and it drops. It's now 22-6. So Ellwood City moving real quick here through these points. Serve by Reisinger, drops in. It's now 23-6, and an early timeout by the Beaver Falls Tigers. So we'll take timeout with the Wolverines up 23-6, second set. Okay, folks, back out of the timeout here. The Wolverines still serving. Second set here. And the point goes to the Wolverines once again. So, Brianna Reisinger will be serving here for the second set as it's 24-6. Served by Reisinger comes in. Good attempt there by the Tigers, but it goes out of bounds. And that is a set win by the Wolverines. So another good set by the Wolverines as they win that one 25-6. So they back up their 25-1 win in the first set, followed up with a 25-6 win. So it's now 2-0. So Wolverines are just now one set away. All year long, the Wolverines, okay, folks, if my math is right, okay, I'm a teacher for mathematics and science at the CTC. If my math is right, 14 games, 3 sets is, 42 total sets played? The Wolverines had lost 2 sets twice all year long. So tonight we'll make it 38 out of 42 sets if they win this next set. That is efficiency and really good play all year long. So again, Wolverines up 2-0 in the second set here. Talking about the other Wolverine sports, if you caught our action on Wednesday, we saw a great championship run by the middle school football team. They unfortunately did not do a Tri-County championship this year. Usually they do the top 2 teams, and they play in a championship game. Needless to say, with the whole COVID ordeal and whatnot, they decided not to play the playoff system. So basically, outright, it came down to whoever had the best record was going to win the championship. And sure enough, the Wolverines did finish 6-0. So they won last night against Mohawk 66-20. They improved to 6-0 on the season. A really good season by the Wolverines. Kudos to Coach Keeley and assistant coach Alan Marsh. All year long, they've had some really good success there, and hopefully that transitions to future years. So really good program there. So congrats there. Also, in between all that stuff was co-ed soccer. Co-ed soccer did finish up on Monday. Unfortunately, they did not have the best of season, but they did get to play. They had co-ed The girls slid over to play the boys' schedule. They didn't play all 14 games. They were able to get through 11. With one of those games, the big story was a postponement of Quaker Valley's matchup. It's unfortunate, folks. Quaker Valley, defending, I think, two-time champion at the 3A level. Unfortunately, they can't defend it. Their school was unfortunately shut down completely. All sports are shut down, so that team will unfortunately not be able to defend their championship. But so we've had almost every single sport finish. Once tonight's over, it comes down to one regular season for football, or one regular season game for football, and then it's just volleyball left. We will have those pairings and the playoffs for the volleyball team as soon as possible. I want to say they may do it on Friday. I have a feeling it may be Monday with the first play-in games being set for Tuesday, but I'm not too sure what they're doing just yet. So the start of the third set here. Serving was the Tigers. Ball comes to the net. McCown taps it over, and the Wolverines win once again the first point of the third set. So an early 1-0 lead as the Wolverines are up 2-0. Good serve there by Nardone. Ball comes right to the net, set up by Barnett. Over to Nardone, back over to McCown. She spikes it off of the net. Unfortunately, a little bit too short there, and the point will go to the Tigers. One apiece. Coming out is number 31, Paris Farley. Coming in is, I believe, number 4, Lawrence. Good serve by Coachman. Up to Nardone. Over to Reisinger. She hits it, and it drops right in front of Kazart. And the point now goes to the Wolverines, 2-1. Serving is number 22, senior Danielle McCown. Serve comes in. Good serve by McCown off of Coachman, out of bounds. It's now 3-1. McCown with the serve. Good serve once again. Dropping it right in. Okay, if you took a little peek over there to head coach for Trudy, if you see she's holding her hand up, keeping it a little bit short. She's telling McCown, keep it a little bit short. McCown splits it right down the middle, and it's now 5-1. So good serving once again by McCown. She's finding the holes for the Wolverines. McCown with the serve. And unfortunately keeps it a little bit short. And the point will go to the Tigers. Serving now is number 7 for the Tigers, Madeline Glitch. Serve comes in, set up there by McCown. Up to Nardone, over to Barnett. Barnett will tap it over. Set up by Coachman at the net. Tap back over to Retrudy. Over Noble. Retrudy there on the backside. Sets up Barnett. Unfortunately, she taps it into the net. So 2 points in a row by the Tigers. So a couple points here for the Tigers. It's now 5-3. Glitch with the serve. Comes to Nardone. Back to Retrudy. Does clear the net. Comes back to Retrudy once again. Back over. She taps it over. Set up by the Tigers. Unfortunately, it just drops in between. Unfortunately, 4 players trying to go for it. Nobody knew what to do, and it dropped, so it's now 6-3. So a little bit of unfortunate play here by the Wolverines. Serve is by number 20, Jenna Vetica. Near the net. Fortunately tapped there by number 4, Micaiah Lawrence. Unfortunately doesn't clear, and it's now 7-3. And there's an early timeout, third set here by the Tigers. 7-3. 2-0 lead for the Wolverines. We'll take a timeout. Okay, coming out of the timeout, the Wolverines up 7-3 in this third set as they lead the game, or the match, 2-0. Served by Vedeka, comes to the Tigers side. Set up there by number 4, Lawrence. Vedeka has to reach. She does get it over. Back to Lawrence. Set up there by Bainey. Back again to Lawrence. Vedeka. Nardone at the wall. And they're going to say a point for the Wolverines, as unfortunately the Tiger wall did hit the net. And it's now 8-3. Vedeka with the serve. Set up there by the Tigers. Lawrence does get it over, up by Retruti, over by Vedeka. Set up there by the Tigers. Over number 3. Unfortunately, Kazart hits it into the net. And it's now 9-3. Serve once again by Vedeka. Number 8. McKelvey unfortunately hits it out of play. And it's now 10-3. Serve comes to number 20, Vedeka. Good serve. Good set up here, unfortunately right at the net. Good attempt there by number 4, Lawrence. And unfortunately, point will go to the Wolverines. Now 11-3. So a good attempt there by Micaiah Lawrence. Serving again is Vedeka. Good serve by Vedeka. Good play there by number 3, Kizart, to get it up. And another good hit there by Reisinger for the Wolverines. 12-3, third set. Serve once again, Vedeka. Good serve right at the net. Tapped down by Retruti. It falls. It's now 13-3. Served by Vedeka again. Set up there by number 11, Bainey. Goes through the rafters. We're good. Hit by Reisinger, back to Nardone. Set up by McCown, over to Reisinger. Unfortunately, she gives a little smile, a little chuckle there. Unfortunately, she knows she mishit that one. So the point will go to the Tigers, 13-4. Coming into this matchup is number 2, Adriana Taylor. Served by Bainey. Tapped up there by Vedeka, over to Nardone. Tapped over by number 4, Lawrence. Unfortunately out of bounds, and the point will go to the Wolverines. Serving now is number 8, junior, Casey Barnett. Good serve by Barnett. Comes back to the Wolverine side. Set up by Nardone to Reisinger. She hits it home. Between Reisinger and McCown. Wow. That's some pretty good spikes and kills there by the Wolverines so far. Serve by Barnett. Good serve by Barnett. Comes to the net. Nardone does make the play. McCown up to Reisinger. She'll tap it over. Good attempt by Coachman, but it goes out of bounds, and it's now 16-4 Wolverines. Served by Barnett. Deep corner. Fortunate hit there by number 2, Taylor, and it's now 17-4. Serve once again by Barnett, comes in. Deep serve again. Set up to Lawrence. She does tap it over to Nardone. McCown with the setup here to Reisinger. Coachman. Back up by Taylor at the net. And I think they're going to say net play by the Tigers, so another point to the Wolverines, now 18-4. Serve by Barnett. Good serve by Barnett. Lawrence taps it over. McCown to Nardone, setting up Reisinger once again. Good spike as it hits the rafters and it falls. 19-4 Wolverines. Served by Barnett. Back over by Coachman, back to Barnett. Sets up Nardone, who taps over to Retrudy. Gets it up here by the Tigers at the wall. McCown, Barnett to McCown once again. Back to the Tigers side, over by Kazart at the wall, and it drops. It's a good point by the Tigers. Coming in for the serve is number 31, Fairley. Good serve by Fairley over to Nardone, up at the wall. Reisinger taps it over. Fairley to Coachman. Back to Fairley. And a little too deep. So point for the Wolverines, now 20-5. Serve by Retrudy comes in. Good serve up in the rafters. Tigers do get it over, set up by Retrudy, out of bounds, unfortunately off of Retrudy. Point will go to the Tigers, now 20-6. Coming in is number 9. Kamari Poland. Coming out is number 7, Madeline Glitch. Served by number 3. Kazart gets it up here by both teams. Unfortunately, a little too low by Nardone. The point will go to the Tigers. 20-7. Kazart with the serve to Barnett. To Nardone, over to Reisinger. Taps it over. Ooh, just out of bounds. It was close, but just outside. So 20-8, Wolverines. Kazart with the serve, unfortunately right into the net. And that makes it now 21-8. Coming back in is number 12, Claire Noble, for number 20, Vedica. Serving now is Reisinger. Good serve by Reisinger, and it goes out of bounds. And it's now 22-8. So good serve by Reisinger. Serve once again, back corner. Fairly off the rafters, and it drops on the Tiger side, so it's now 23-8. So the Wolverines just 2 points away here from winning this third set and the match. Served by Reisinger. Up into the rafters, and it falls once again. So here we go. Set point and match point for the Wolverines to finish the season undefeated. One last switch here. Coming out is number 22, McCown. Coming in is number 44, Ellie Davis, as Danielle McCown gets the hugs from the sideline. A little hit there by Reisinger, so the point will go to the Tigers, as we are now subbing out all the seniors. Coming out is number 7, Brianna Reisinger. What a great job the seniors for the Wolverines have done. Served by the Tigers. Set up by Barnett. Up to Noble. And she hits it out of bounds, unfortunately. So it's 24-10. Delays the celebration for the Wolverines here. As I see something coming in from the left side here outside the doors. I have a feeling there's a little banner for the Wolverines. Nardone sets up for Claire Noble. She taps it home this time, and it falls. So there it is, folks. The Wolverines win the third set, 25-10. Your Wolverines are not only undefeated, but they are also section champs. A great feat for the Wolverines. So they finish the season 14-0. Great celebration here, folks, at the high school gym. The Wolverines do finish undefeated. Great season for the Wolverines. Led by your 3 seniors, number 7, Brianna Reisinger, number 22, Danielle McCown, and number 23, Maria Iannelli. So a good finish here by the Wolverines. As they will now await either Friday or Monday who they get paired up against in the first round of the playoffs. Like I said, because they finished undefeated, they'll most likely get one of those top seeds there. They'll probably get a first-round bye, I believe, or one of those play-in byes, shall we say. But nonetheless, the Wolverines do finish the season 14-0. We'll be back at it. I'm not 100% sure if we will be streaming Friday night, tomorrow night. We still have a couple scenarios there, unfortunately, for the Wolverines. So we'll figure out what's going on. We'll keep you posted on our social media accounts, on Facebook, on Twitter, on our website, www.ecwolverines.com. That's it from Lincoln High School Big Gym. Your Ellwood City Lady Wolverines finished the year 14-0, a great season, and will now look to the playoffs. I've been your host, Brad Windhorst, and as always, go blue.